Good afternoon. It's Sunday, August 15th, 2021. The writ has been dropped. Canada is in election mode. I am on the perimeter of Montreal, approaching Ottawa. The Tortured River. It's a very ideal day here in Montreal. It's been a beautiful morning right from the start. Um, I think the weather is fine. It's a little bit on the warm side, but not hot. It is cool enough. And it's Sunday. So this is what Sunday traffic looks like near Montreal. It's light traffic, shall we say, for Sunday afternoon. In Montreal, I do believe it's 1:50 p.m. Well, the reason why I'm checking in is because I've had a near miss. Not really a near miss, but, well, I had a turn coming up, and I was originally in the right lane, which is the lane I should have been in. But as you know, if you're a truck driver or if you know these freeways, sometimes traffic in front of you will suddenly stop. It will halt. And you could see the distance that I normally have in between myself and the other vehicles, unless they cut me off like these ones. It's usually a pretty safe distance, and I do that so that I can keep an eye on traffic in front of me, because I know that traffic will sometimes suddenly halt. It will stop. It will arrête, if you speak French. If you parlez-vous français. Anyways, I was in the right lane and my lane suddenly stopped, but oh, I had plenty of time. I checked my left mirror. The traffic behind me was probably about the same distance in front of me, but behind me, and it was a some kind of a van pulling a trailer. And I got in the left lane safely because I was going to pass the traffic in front of me. And once I was in the left lane, I realized, oh, I should really just stay in the right lane, because my turn is coming up in about 1.5 kilometers. It's just better to be in the right lane and go slow for a while. So I hit my brakes. I didn't slam them or anything. It was nothing dramatic. And I signaled back into the right lane. So that's my perspective. That's what happened to me. Well, the van that was well over 3 truck lengths behind me, perhaps he wasn't watching where he was going. He wasn't watching traffic in front of him. He should be. He ought to know. He's pulling a big long trailer. It's almost 50 feet. And his van alone is about 20 feet long. So he ought to know, unless he's a rookie and that's his first year driving that van and pulling that camper, he ought to know to be watching traffic in front of him, because the traffic conditions in front of you could suddenly change. But that's why when we go for our driving test, most of the driving test is based on what you're seeing in front of you. It's not based on what's happening on Facebook or whether you got a like. It's based on what's happening in front of you. So I don't know what was happening in front of that guy's perspective, but he had 3 or 4 truck lengths. That's 200 feet. At least 175 to 200 feet to be aware of the traffic in front of him, because I would have never gotten into the left lane if he wasn't far enough away. I don't just suddenly make sudden lane changes. Now I know that I'm starting to sound self-righteous as a driver, as a truck driver. And I am aware of my own hypocrisy because sometimes I do make mistakes as well. However, I do believe that for the most part, I make every effort to be a safe driver so that I don't kill anybody, because I see every day that there's vehicles with children in them and elderly people and young people who are in the prime of their life. In the prime of their life. Okay? And if I was not aware of the driving conditions around me and I made a mistake and caused a fatal collision, well, I should know better. I'm of the mindset and the maturity level that I ought to know better. And if I did that, I ought to take responsibility for it. I should go to jail or whatever the law says should happen to me. So, anyways, that van and the guy who was pulling his trailer, I could see that he was a younger man, but he wasn't a young man. Like, a young man is someone who is 18 to 24 years old. When you're 24, you're starting to get old. This guy must have been about 45 years old. He's maybe 40. Let's go with 38. He was 38 years old. His wife was 38. I don't know if they had children in there. But he drove up to me and he honked his horn. I was oblivious as to what the issue was because from my perspective I had done everything correctly. The van was far enough behind me to make a safe lane change. Even when I got back into my right lane, I could see that the van was still a safe distance off. But I don't know what his problem was, but he sure was giving me the finger as stiff as his own cock. It was a stiff middle finger, like it was erect. It was harder than rock. It was like that ACDC song, hard as a rock, just like my... But I don't know what his problem was. I honestly don't, because I checked my mirrors. I made my safe lane change. I got back in my lane safely. As far as I could see, there was nobody that I was cutting off. There was no danger. So I'm trying to imagine what it must have been like to be in the van and have me do what I did. And my conclusion is that I wasn't paying attention to traffic. And I was just barreling down the highway. And all of a sudden I almost hit a truck. That's my conclusion. That's what he experienced. And for some reason he thinks that that's my fault. Well, I can tell you as a so-called professional driver that that happens to me all the time, every day, all day long. And if you've been following my videos, I've shown it to you. You can see that this happens. And I've even stated that I save lives all day long because I drive safe enough to save lives. Like when there's two-way traffic and somebody stupidly tries to pass me in the fog, I hit the brakes to let them pass. Because if I was like some of these other truck drivers, there'd be a fatal collision. And the truck driver would only serve as a witness. But he'd know, or she'd know, or they would know that they're the ones that caused that accident. Anyways, that's what triggered this video. I should tell you that I haven't really been feeling much like making a video, and I've been out on the road here today for, this will be the 8th day. I think I'm going to be out here for a few more days, and I'm feeling pretty good. Like I'm making money, and I'm earning, and I'm a good earner. So, but I haven't really been too interested in making a video or telling stories to you folks about what life is like as a trucker on the highway in Canada. And I was telling you in a previous video a story about what it was like to be waking up at 3:30 in the morning and driving all day long, 16 hours. Like, because in Canada you can drive for 16 hours. In the US it's a total of 14. So I operated for a full 16 hours. I was pretty tired for about maybe 3 days afterwards. On the third day, I guess I was starting to recover. And I've told you in past videos that when you drive that long and that under those sudden changing conditions, when you're tired and you're fatigued, it's like you're drunk. It's like you're drunk driving, because your brain can't process all of the driving conditions, the traffic in front of you. Sometimes you're only going 90 kilometers an hour, and you know, when you have your wits about you, 90 kilometers is not that fast. People drive 90 kilometers in the city down a highway, but when you're tired, that 90 kilometers looks like warp speed in comparison to what it normally is, because your brain just can't process the information fast enough. There's road conditions, there's vehicle maneuverability, manageability. You have to be able to, your brain has to be able to process the speed at which you're coming around a curve. And sometimes you just can't do that, and you end up going off the highway. And I've seen these trucks, you can see the trail heading off into the grass, and that's probably due to driver fatigue or driver. I'm slowing down for this truck. There's traffic building up behind me. I'll let him pass because there's no point in having a turtle race when once he's past me, everybody else can get moving. Isn't that courteous? Isn't that thoughtful? Anyways, so yeah, I was was tired, but I seemed to have recovered, and I got cut up. I didn't get cut up. I got caught up in all of my paperwork. I was able to tidy up the truck, get it all cleaned up. Even paperwork that I've been neglecting for a while, I got all caught up in that. Uh, I went over some notes to try and talk to you about some stories. And anyways, I got the truck into the shop. It got all serviced, uh, full lube, job, everything. Um, Brand new batteries. Like, this company is amazing. You fill out this post-trip sheet. You you tell the shop what's wrong with the truck. They'll even give you a vehicle to use to drive into town to go get a lunch and a shower. And by the time you come back, the job's all done. Your truck is ready for you. So that's what I did, and I even had a chance to sit down with one of my co-workers that work in the office over there, and had lunch, and it was nice. It was a good visit. We talked about stuff that, you know, most folks don't get a chance to talk about to each other, and it's a lot of the stuff that I talk to you about on these videos. So it was really nice, and with regard to the conflict, or the near conflict I had with the dispatchers, when I was describing my discussion with them, and you could tell that there was a strain. We were all under pressure because of the confusion around this dispatching business that they attempted, and they failed miserably at it. But I was also a failure. Like, I should have just told them, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. The hours are too tight. It's not going to get done. I'm sorry. Traffic, construction. I saw a fatal accident. That trucker had rolled his truck. The windshield was ripped right out of it. I am sure that driver is dead. The front of the tractor was totaled, and there was a lot of emergency vehicles on the scene, and it was on the road. So, like, it wasn't a fatigue thing. It wasn't like he took the ditch. He might have taken the ditch, come out of the ditch, and then rolled the truck on the highway. But whatever it was, I think he's gone. And then I saw another one, but that truck had taken the ditch. He either fell asleep or traffic stopped in front of him too soon, and he either saved someone's life by taking his own, but he took the ditch. So that's what I saw coming back, and seeing that told me that if you push this job too much, like if dispatch even suggests for you to take the full 16 to get this load in, you got to learn to say no, because the costs are too high. You get a fail. You fail for that kind of a pass. That's a fail pass, because you let that white car push you out of the way. That white car's a bully, and you let that car bully you. So you fail. All right, I gotta go. I gotta pay for this toll. The toll is coming up. Do you want to watch me pay a toll, or do you got better things to do? I could see things are happening up there in front of me with the traffic. Things, things. Things. You know, I get a little queasy being this high up. I don't like being this high up. I think I'm afraid of heights, but I never knew it because I don't think I've ever been this high. I don't got the guts. I ain't got the guts. You gotta have the guts. So seeing those fatal accidents, well, the first one was totally fatal. Look at this failure. This is a failure pass. See, that's what I'm talking about. To the driver of that van who's pulling the big long trailer. You got to be aware. Don't be giving me the finger because you were not aware of your own surroundings. You are the captain of your vehicle. You are responsible for your vehicle. Like the traffic in front of you is also responsible for their vehicles. I was responsible for mine. I did what I had to do. I did it. I know I did everything right. Yeah, it was I didn't get all the way into the left lane. I switched back over to the right, so I don't know what his problem was. There was no danger. But whatever. Maybe he's tired. It was a man. I believe that was his wife. They look like they were in the same age range. But whatever. He could point that finger right back at himself. If he was humble enough, he would do it too. He'd have to. Because I have to know that truck in front of me could suddenly slam his brakes for some reason. Those are the driving conditions everywhere in North America. It's worse in some places. So I feel your pain, old man. I hope you didn't have children in the car, because if you did, you're even more stupid then. Because you should be aware that you have children in your car, which should make you a much safer, better driver. It should. So I hope you didn't have little ones in there. But I have a feeling that's why you're so angry. I have a feeling you stupidly let your little one sit in the back of that trailer and not in the truck. Because if you rolled that vehicle, your little ones are sure to be killed inside of that trailer. I seen it. I seen a pickup truck pulling a camper trailer. And I saw people running around frantically looking for something to get somebody out of that camper. I didn't stop because there was already people there. They didn't need my help. Is this the St. Lawrence River? You know what? I bet you it is. There's your sudden traffic change. Anyways, I do this all day long, every day, except for the days that I take a break. Try to be aware, try to be safe. Well, I'm going to have to pass on shifting there. Okay. Enjoy your day. I hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is what it's like to truck with War Chief.